Hello everybody and welcome to AZ Camera Reviews. I'm Jeff and today we're going to be talking about a 2-transmitter wireless system that's put out by a company called BOYA. And the model number on this particular wireless system is the BOYA-BY-DTUM48C. Okay, now let's see what's inside the box. It comes in a clean white box with a handle. And you open the box up. And inside, it looks like there's another box. And this box is made out of plastic. And it opens up that way. And let's see what we've got inside. First thing we're greeted by is the manual, which looks really, really nice. It's actually got color photos on it, and it's a real book, and it has 22 pages. It's got your transmitter frequencies for your A and your B transmitters, and it's illustrated, which is nice, and it seems to be a pretty good little manual. Then you've got your 2 transmitters. You've got your 1 receiver. You have a XLR to 3.5 millimeter stereo mini cable. Now, this cable you can use either with your receiver, and what you would do is you would plug it in to the output, the line out on your receiver, and screw it on there. And this will give you a mono out. So what it'll do is it'll tie together your A and your B channels. So you won't get stereo out of this, okay? You're going to need another cable which has 2 XLRs and also has the mini on the other end, and that will allow you to have a stereo output from this receiver. You also have 2 lavalier microphones. And you have 1 mini cable that has mini 3.5s on both sides. 1 has a locking screw, which will lock down on any of these outputs that are on your receiver. Now, mind you, 1 side is for headphones, the other side is for output. And this cable can be used to go directly from the receiver into your DSLR or into your mirrorless camera. Then you have an additional microphone, I guess it's kind of a bonus mic, which has a flexible gooseneck, which I think would be really, really great if you're shooting a convention or you need to put the transmitter on a table. What you would do is you would screw this into the microphone input. You screw that in. And plug that in a little better and screw it in, and then that will allow you to set the microphone down someplace and position the microphone the way you want it. And let's see, what else do we have here? We've also got a little baggie that has 2 foam windscreens and 2 mic clips. And last but not least, we have this little part here which screws into this 1/4 hole. Like so. And that helps you mount it on the top of your camera. So that's what comes in the box. Now let's go a little bit into the operations of this apparatus. Now let's talk about your transmitters. Each one of these transmitters has 3 buttons on the front. It has a set button, it has a minus, and it has a plus. Now, each time you push the set button, you will change from your channels to your gain levels. Now, your gain levels are set by either pushing, let's go back to gain here, by either pushing your down buttons, which will bring it down to 0, 1, or by going up will bring you to 32. This will adjust the amount of gain either your line in or your microphone is allowed to hear. So for instance, if you notice that you're getting a lot of distortion when you're listening to the headphone jack on your receiver, it probably means that you need to go into your volume and set it down. If it's too low in your headsets, you need to bring it up so you have more gain. Now let's talk about changing this over and changing your A transmitter to another channel. By clicking the right button, you're bringing the channels up, and by clicking the left button, you're bringing the channels down. Now, just to let you know, it's continuous. So if you keep hitting the down button after you get to channel 1, it's going to bring you right back to channel 48, which will be on the upper side. One thing I wanted to mention about the versatility of these mics is the fact that you can change this particular microphone from channel A to channel B just by pressing on that set button for a few seconds. So if you wanted to have 2 transmitters on the same frequency, you just hold the select button down for a few seconds and you can go between channel A and channel B and have 2 transmitters on the same frequency. Touching this button, which is your power button, a second time, and what it does is it mutes your input. Something else you might want to tell your talent is when they're going to the restroom, if they don't want to turn off the transmitter altogether, they can just hit this button and see this X, and that means that the input to this transmitter is turned off. Okay, now let's talk about the receiver. As we mentioned before, the receiver has an on-off switch on the side, and it also has the same setup as the transmitters do. It's got a set button, and then it's got a minus, and it's got a plus. So now let's talk about what the actual setup is on this. Basically what it is right now you're in channel 1, and you'll see that your antenna A and your antenna B is both illuminated. That means it's locked to both transmitters. Now, if you were to hit the down button and go to channel 48, what's going to happen is you're going to lose your channel A, and probably channel B is sounding really, really staticky at this point. So to get them both to lock up, you always have to be on the same channel. Now you can see channel A, antenna A just came up again. Now, the second position when you hit select is volume. And when you hit your volume control, that will adjust your line output and your headphones. So if you go into volume, if you bring this up, it'll increase the volume and the line out amount of volume, and it'll decrease it. If you find out that you're getting a little too much distortion, you're probably going to want to go in, and you're probably going to want to bring your volume control down. If your volume is too low, what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to bring it up. Now let's go into this next section, which can be kind of confusing. You've got 4 different modes. You've got stereo, you've got mono A, you got mono B, and then you've got regular mono. Now, when you're in mono, what happens is it sends channel A. Oh, you can see both of our lights are out again because I hit the wrong button. So now it should snap right back in. There you go. When you go into your mono, what's happening is it's mixing your A transmitter and B transmitter to a mono signal out, which means if you use it in that mode and you send it to your DSLR or whatever source, you will not be able to separate out channel A and channel B. They will all be mixed, and you will not get 2 discrete channels of audio. If you go to the next position, which is stereo, in the stereo mode, it will send discrete channel A and channel B to separate sides and to separate audio tracks. That way you will be able to separate your audio in post. Now, if you're using one microphone, let's say you're using channel A, and you don't want to use channel B, what you can do is you come over here and you change this to mono A. What that will do is it will send the signal from the A transmitter to both sides and give you a mono out. So it will feed channel 1 and 2 of whatever you're feeding your receiver into. It will give it just channel A, and it will not feed it all the static that you would hear if you had it on stereo or regular mono. It's the same thing if you go to mono B and you're just using your B transmitter. So I know it's a little confusing, but you've got your mono, again, which will send both channels to a mono feed, which you will not be able to separate out when you're in post. You've got stereo, which will send channel A and channel B to separate channels on your recording device. You've got mono A, which will send your A transmitter to both channels on the output. And then if you don't have your B transmitter turned on, you will not hear any of the static that you would normally hear. Mono B is the same. So I would normally run this in stereo if you're a serious audio person and you're using both of your wireless mics at the same time. Again, if you're only going to be using one wireless microphone, whether it be your A or B, run it in mono A or mono B. Okay, so now we've seen what's inside the box. Let's see how the microphones sound. So now I've set up my sound baffle and we're going to do a quick audio test. Now I'm using the onboard camera mic right now on my A6300 and we'll do a quick audio test. The big black bug bled black blood. The big black bug bled black blood. Now that is an ambient sound that's in the room, that kind of echoey sound, and we've tried to baffle some of it out. And this is the onboard camera mic on a Sony a6300. Okay, so here's the first part of our test. What we're going to do is we've got both wireless microphones turned on. I've got channel A on my left side, and I've got channel B on my right side. Right now, the receiver is set for mono A. So mono A is the left channel, and you will just be hearing the left channel in both sides. That will be your left and your right. So you can hear this, and I'm going to do a quick test. The big black bug bled black blood. The big black bug bled black blood. This is A mono. Okay, now we're doing test number 2. We're doing mono B, which means we've got the receiver set so that only the right side, the B channel, you can hear that, is being sent to both channels. You can no longer hear the A, you can only hear the B. And now I'm going to give you a voice level. The big black bug bled black blood. The big black bug bled black blood. B mono. Now we're in full mono, which means I've got my A channel turned on and I've got my B channel turned on. And what it's doing is it's sending each one of these to both channels, so you cannot separate the audio. So if I do this to the A channel, you hear it on both channels. If I do it to the B channel, you hear it on both channels. Now I'm going to do an audio test. The big black bug bled black blood. The big black bug bled black blood. That ends this part of the mono. Now we're going to do the last test. This is the stereo test. This is where you separate both channels. Now, to illustrate this, what I'm going to do is I'm going to scratch on the A side. Now you should be hearing this on your left. And now I'm going to scratch the other side, and you're going to hear that on your right. Now I'm going to let you hear what it sounds like in stereo. The big black bug bled black blood. The big black bug bled black blood. I hope this test has shown you how stereo separation works and how to set your mics up for mono A, mono B, total mono, and stereo. This last test is for the bonus microphone that comes in the kit. It's kind of got a gooseneck, so you can move it around in any direction that you want. This would probably be really, really good as a podium mic. So like if you wanted to lay this down like this and point this up, you could use it just like this. Now I'll do a quick sound test with it. The big black bug bled black blood. The big black bug bled black blood. That ends the test of the BOYA bonus mic. We've shown you what's inside the box on the BOYA-BY-DTUM48C. I've shown you how to program it, and I've also shown you how the microphones sound. And now I just kind of want to talk about a couple of more things. We initially had talked in the beginning about this accessory. It's the XLR to 3.5 millimeter mini. Now, this will only give you mono. No matter what you do, it's only a single XLR. It's only going to give you mono out. So if you put it into a small mixer like this, you're only going to get one mono channel no matter what, even if you have your receiver set up for stereo. if you actually want a left and a right channel, what you need is one of these. It's an XLR Y connector, okay? And what it is it's two XLRs, and then on the other side, it's got a 3.5 millimeter mini cable. And what that will do is it'll plug into your receiver, and you have it feeding stereo out. And then what you do is you go into each side of this mixer, and you will get a left and a right channel. Now, something else I wanted to talk about is right now I am talking to you utilizing the Gooseneck microphone on the wireless. I think that this Gooseneck mic sounds really, really good. You really can't beat the price of what you get. You're getting this Gooseneck bonus microphone, you're getting 2 transmitters, you're getting 1 receiver that receives on 2 channels, you're getting 2 microphone clips, you're getting 2 windscreens, you're getting a quarter 20 that goes into the back of the receiver that you can put on a hot shoe on your camera. And you're also getting a cable that's about this long that's got 2 3.5 millimeter stereo connectors on each side, so you can run it from here into your camera, or you can run it from the receiver directly into your camera. So the options are great. And for, like I said, what you're getting in this package, it's a bargain. I would probably say that this wireless is good for a beginner to mid-range vlogger, video maker. You can also use it if you're in the music business to have a wireless hand microphone. You can plug your hand mic into this with an adapter, and you can plug it into your mic input on here. So there you have it. It's a bargain, and I think I would go with it. The packs are made out of kind of like a rubberized plastic, so if your hands are wet and it's a cold day, they won't slip out of your hands. So that's it from here. I'm Jeff with AZ Camera Reviews saying, please watch us, please like us, please share us with your friends, and most of all, please subscribe. Until next time, bye-bye.